Now we're ready.
And good evening and welcome to What's New. Tonight, Miss Aris is on vacation. When are we going to get our vacation?
I don't know.
Oh, well, I don't know where I'd go anyway, so.
Me either.
And tonight we have with us Lance Bohnert he's by himself. He doesn't have Austin or anybody with him.
Nope, I'm alone this evening, so.
And then we're going to have, from up at the fair, they're going to have a tractor pull, right?
The River Hills Power Pool.
Okay, so take it away, Miss Mary Ann.
Okay, Lance, we'll have you to give us a rundown on what's been going on.
What's been going on? Well, since I guess last time I was in here, it was right after the national championships. Since then, we went to one tournament so far, and it was in Carbondale. It was a small local tournament that two of my students went to, Cameron and Nate. And Cameron got first place in sparring and second in forms, and Nate got first in forms and second in sparring.
Is that the pictures I've seen in the paper?
Yeah, last week. We were in there. We were in there twice last week, actually.
Okay.
So.
Well, that's great.
And we had a big belt promotions this summer too, with I guess 13 of my students got promoted to next level. And this weekend is the Missouri State Taekwondo Invitational up in St. Peters, Missouri. And 4 of my students are competing: Cameron, Jaden, Finn, and Nate this time. And looking forward to that. They've been working really hard. We had a good practice last night. And
How often you guys practice?
my class is Tuesday and Thursday night, and then for the competition team and stuff like that, we may throw an extra Friday night or Monday evening, depends on what's going on, if there's a tournament coming up or something like that. But so that's this weekend. Looking forward to that. This will be my 3rd year going to this tournament, and it'll be a lot different for me this time. So.
Why is it going to be different?
Well, it's this different group, different team.
Okay.
So.
I thought maybe you got promoted or something.
No, I'm actually trying to. I am trying to further my coaching stuff, my career and stuff too, which is next weekend. We're having a self-defense seminar with a friend of mine, Master Glenn Warren from Black Dragon Martial Arts, is coming down to the community center to teach a self-defense seminar. He's a good friend of mine and has helped me a lot along the way and kind of guided me in the right direction. And then the weekend after that, some of my students and I are going to Louisville, Kentucky for a Olympic sparring seminar taught by the new junior national team coach that he's teaching. He's from Great Britain.
Wow.
So he's coming to Louisville to help Master Ramey out, and a couple of my students are going to go. I've already made arrangements to go, and I'm supposed to have a talk with Master Ramey and the other junior national team coach about some other coaching opportunities for me and stuff. So a very busy September. The rest of the month, every weekend we got something going on. And then October, there is one tournament in October towards the end of the month in Kansas City, but October is pretty much full of pumpkin carving and stuff like that.
Oh, I was going to ask you if you were going to pumpkin carve again.
Yep, I've already got a couple of dates already booked, actually.
Okay.
So that's October, is pumpkin stuff and Halloween. And then November, there is USA Taekwondo is having a convention out in Colorado Springs with a bunch of different seminars and stuff like that that I may go to. And then last year, Austin and I went to the Peak Performance Camp in Orlando, Florida, and got to train with Austin got to train with the Olympians and the Olympic coaches and stuff. That was really cool. So this year, I'm trying to make it a goal to get back down there again to take that camp and take some more coach notes and stuff like that. And there's one last tournament at the end of the year, the Midwest Open, that I went to one year in Central Illinois. We might go to. But there's also another big tournament coming up in January out in Colorado that my friends from Kentucky were telling me about and stuff. So another big goal for me to work on.
So you got a busy fall.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now, how many do you actually take to these tournaments?
Well, this weekend there's only 4 competing. But there are some other ones that I've encouraged to go watch first before you compete to kind of see what, you're getting into and what it's like and everything. There's 4 going this time, and I think there's 3 going to the seminar in Kentucky. So, and then we'll see how October kind of plays out. And in November, the goal is to kind of get to Orlando for that camp, and it's a fun camp and a cool place too. So, looking forward to that if I can get all these things done. So.
Well, when you get it all done and you want to come back and tell us what all you won, you feel free to come back.
I will.
We like to hear how the kids do and how
Sure.
they win. And
Absolutely. We can always check us out on our Facebook page, St. John Martial Arts. All the info's on there and all of our achievements and stuff. So
that's great. That's good for those kids.
Yes, it
That's
is.
wonderful.
it's a big confidence builder. It has been for me and for them too. So
And tell Justin we missed him.
tell Justin Bieber that you missed him.
Yes.
Yeah, I will tell him. So I just tried to call him a little bit ago before I got in here. He didn't
Okay.
answer, but
He's just going to shake his head,
I'm not sure. So.
He's cute.
But yeah, so that's what's going on. So a lot more goals this fall before the year's up, and next year we'll see how that goes. I have big U.S. Open kind of goals for February of next year. We'll see how the team does in the fall, and we'll see what we can do in the spring. So
Very good.
Do you have a lot more of them that have come out for the martial arts, or you still have basically about the same number?
Last month we were the top attendance at the community center. I thought we had the most participants in any activity out there, so that was pretty cool. It was it's kind of a lot to handle once in a while, a little bit. 25 people, all different ages, on your own a little bit, but I make it work.
But you get it all done.
Exactly, that's my job.
Yep.
So, and last night we had a phenomenal class. Last night I worked with 8 of the group that are 4 of them that are competing, and the other 4 that we're going to, but are going to wait till next time. And we just had a great, spot-on class last night. So I really couldn't complain about it. And you can tell it's a good class if I'm still doing stuff and time is already over. If we're so into it, and we're talking about different.
And you're not
Techniques.
pulling out what little hair you have left.
Well, that's why I don't have any hair.
Oh, okay.
So.
So you have a lot of people still retaining their interest in it. And keeping
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard thing to, stay interested in too, because, it's not just like a school sport.
That's what I mean, that's
and,
why I was wondering.
And it takes a lot of self-discipline. High five on that right there. Self-discipline, is the key to success. There's a lot of things that I could have had distracted me from what I've been trying to do on the coaching end of things, but I didn't let it bother me. And the people that I was talking to about it, I said, it's not like I'm trying to be rude or anything, but I have something in mind here that I know that I can do, and I have a vision of this thing too, that I can see myself in the future doing too. So I'm not trying to be mean, but just stay tuned is all I'm saying. I'm not sure.
You want to stay focused.
I'm not sure where I'm going next, but I promise it won't be boring.
You want to stay focused.
Well, you have to. I mean, because when I first got into this thing with Austin, at the Olympic level, I didn't really realize what I was getting into either. I had no idea, no clue. And only now, even 3 years later, if I started to kind of actually understand what's the level of that, and Master Warren, who is a good friend of mine, who is the guy who coached me in this Olympic stuff.
Yeah.
And we talked on the phone a couple weeks ago, because the Pan Am Games are in Mexico next week. That's the USA national team is going down to fight in that, to represent our country. And I really was wanting to go. I was wanting to go, to either coach somebody or just to go and everything. So I had mentioned to a few of my athletes about going, and they kind of, thought it'd be too hard to go, but I had it in mind to do it, and I actually ended up having an opportunity to go. But I was going to do it, but then once I kind of sat and thought about it a little bit, about some other stuff in the fall that had coming up, and was I going to fly to Mexico by myself just to, I mean, I could have networked and did stuff like that too, but I talked it through with some other people and decided to.
You talked yourself out of it.
Well,
Yes, you did.
no, well, I mean, yes and no, not exactly, because like somebody kind of was breaking it down for me a little bit, you know, and kind of put their foot down a little bit, and kind of, because I was really excited at first, and then he talked to me a little bit, and it kind of made more sense. But I do know a friend of mine from Kentucky that we're going to go see here in a couple weeks is going down there, Ben Lundy, and he's Austin's age, and wish him the best of luck. So I'll get to find out how he does next week. They're supposed to let me know. So.
Oh, good.
So that's pretty cool. So, but I talked to another student down there, and they were talking about when to fight in the Canada Open, and they said they may not have a coach for that. So I said, well, I would love to go coach in the Canada Open. So we'll see how that turns out. That's next year. But like I said, stay tuned, because I don't, I don't want to get distracted, and
Okay.
so I will stay focused on it.
Well, good. Thank
And I
you
will
so much.
execute the plan. So anyway, but that's what's going on. A lot of busy stuff, a lot of big goals, a lot of
Well, thank you
stuff
for
moving
coming
forward,
and
so.
sharing it with us. And now when you leave, you can get a hold of Austin and tell him he missed out on all the fun tonight.
I will tell him that. I'll tell him you guys even had ice cream tonight too.
Oh, you're really trying to get us in
I'll tell him, be
trouble.
like, you know, they had ice cream for everybody there tonight too. So, well, thanks for having me, and I will see you ladies next
Okay.
time.
Yes,
No
do.
problem.
And come
Give us
back.
a
I'll let us
call.
know how things are going.
No problem.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Good luck.
Okay, now our next guest are Martha Resinger and Mike Friedman, and they're going to tell us about the tractor pull.
Truck and track.
Okay. I'm not into that, as you can notice. Okay, the floor is yours, guys.
Well, we're trying this, it's the first annual River Hills Power Pull. It's a sanctioned pull. Trucks will be coming in pretty well from several different states that come up here. We had them up for the fair, but this is, from what I understand, it's gonna be a larger group coming. And we just see how it goes. I mean, we're trying to have more events up there on the weekends. You know, my goal, I'd like to see 3 or 4 events over summer up there. We have great facilities, you know, and we're doing this event, you know, there's still a lot of maintenance that needs to be done on the buildings. Age is catching up with them. You know, we gotta,
Age catches up with everything.
yeah, I noticed.
Well, this is some of the ones that was up there at the fair, wasn't it?
Yeah, some of them.
One night you had a
Yeah,
truck
Thursday night
person.
we had them. But there's more classes, and there's different style trucks coming. There's some 2-wheel drive, they call them blown motors. I wish Pat Jokers would be here, he could tell more about it, but he couldn't make it. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. The weather is gonna be in our favor.
Oh, yeah, the
Oh,
weather
gosh, yeah.
is going to be wonderful.
Is it going to be nice to wear a jacket?
I know it, I know. My husband says, "You're going to farmer's market Saturday morning?" And I said, "Yeah," and he said, "Better get a jacket out." And I thought, oh, I've been waiting.
Me too.
Oh,
Well, like Mike was telling you about it, our goal, you guys, is, I mean, that whole area up there needs to be redone. That's our goal. But in order to do that, we have to get
you
something.
have to have money.
Right,
And you have to have these events.
right. So although we're having this big event, and you have to pay for these big events, so we have to make money on the top of what we have to pay them, just to break
How much
even.
how much did it cost to have them just come?
You just had a few of them come for that.
Right.
Yeah.
It would have been over 8,000, but they cut us a deal because, was it smaller? Is that the reason?
I think they have less class.
Less class, I think, for this one for some reason, and so they brought it down. But, you know,
This one here is gonna cost a lot more
Yeah.
if all the classes pull like they were planning on. You know, this is a big expense, you know, but we're hoping weather's gonna be in our favor again, so, walk around the grounds, look great, we spent since last Friday, and there's been 4 of us up there. I was never so happy to see the last of the chain link fence with the weed eater. I mean, last night about 7:30, I started at the nursing home, and I looked over at the water tower, and I said, well, here we go. That was the last fence that we had to do, and it took, I'd say roughly 4 of us, we probably got about 10 hours of just weed eating.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
It takes roughly around 10 to 12 hours to mow all the lawn up there. So we got, about 2 weeks ago, we had 3 new people got on the board with us, so now we're running a full ship.
Well,
And
that's great.
2 of the new board members are guys, Keith Mitchell and Jeff Everett, and they were up there Saturday with us, and then Keith and I were up there last night trying to put the finished touches on it. And, Amanda Swent from Bloomsdale got on. I mean, I'm looking forward even more now because there's more of us, we can spread things out and not carry.
And not the same person has to do a major load.
Yeah, we're heading in the right direction. A couple people come up and ask why you put yourself through this, and it's, I feel honored to be, now on the board and going forward with it. I mean, you got to look back at all the past board members and presidents,
yes.
What they did to get us to this point. Well, now we're just going to keep going.
If everybody takes their turn, it makes it a lot easier.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
When you stop and think what that all looked like before you guys even started.
Well, and you guys, all we want to do is have something for the community, have something for families to come to. And this is what the fair is all about. And each year it gets bigger. This year was a success. And we'll be doing a story on that after this is over with. We're going to do it together, combine the 2 together. But
Oh, good, we'd like to hear about the success of the fair.
It is, well, the weather was on our side again.
Yeah.
One of these times we're going to be on the other side
Right,
of the coin.
right.
Well, the
And we've
fair-
been there before.
The fair was wonderful, and this was the first time and for I don't know how long, there was no rain on any of those days.
Yes.
And it actually
Yeah.
cooled down.
Yes.
It was nice.
And this weekend's going to be great.
If we can just keep the rain away from outdoors celebrations that we have.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
Isn't that the truth? Yeah, well, and again, it's kind of hard to plan. I've had some people say, when did you plan this? And well, we planned it before the fair, wasn't it? Yes.
We booked these guys before the
Yeah.
fair.
Now, are you going to have food stand up
Yes.
there and stuff?
There's food stands, we're having a beer wagon that's coming up, so, yeah, it's all gonna be inside the arena. Everything's set up in there, so, yeah, it's basically just a one-day or one afternoon event.
So what time does it start? And,
The gates are gonna be, or the pits are gonna be open from 4 to 6, that you can walk down and look at all the trucks and tractors and stuff, and then the pits shut down at 6, and then our gates, our normal gates are open at 4, and then the event starts at 7.
and usually how long does it last?
Patrick said he's planning it'll be at least 4 hours.
4 hours?
Yeah.
So that'd be over at 11?
Yeah, that's around about,
You know what's funny, when they had it on Thursday night this year, was it you? Somebody took me on their gator, might have been Crazy Ken. God, but he learned how to
I
drive a
took you down
gator.
in
It was
the-
you that
yeah.
took it down. And anyway, I was expecting like a classy tractor,
Yeah.
not these modified tractors. These were, and they were their toys. They bring them in on tractor trailers. The tractor
this-
trailers,
This is
this
big
is their
money,
hobby.
Oh, yeah.
This is their hobby.
expensive hobby.
Yes. I mean, so it was,
Well, you know what the old saying is, the older you get, the more expensive your toy is.
right, that's true.
So, these guys are coming in. I talked to Ozora Tractor Club, that Lost Acres Tractor Club. A lot of locals are coming in with their tractors just to pull these guys into place. Because they won't fire them up and drive them to the sled. They get drugged or
Oh.
pulled and get set up. Then they fire these machines up. So,
Oh, really?
yeah.
There's
It's-
something to see.
Yeah, this is
And I'm going to
top of the
go.
line here. So I'm looking forward to it. There's a couple of these classes, with these blown motors, I'm sure it's gonna get loud. And
Oh, yeah.
I'm just, hoping that I can stop and watch a couple of them go down the track, so. But I think everything between my wife, she's got me in line, got a lot of volunteers lined up.
Yeah.
Trying to dot the i's and cross the t's, and I owe her a big thank you, because if it wasn't for her, I couldn't take care of everything, so.
Now, these are coming from
And this
from,
little guy back
other
here, he
states
does a
too,
lot
aren't they?
too.
Do what?
They're coming from other states,
Oh,
not
yeah.
just Missouri and
Yeah,
Illinois.
there's several different states. And us having this event up there Saturday, it's gonna benefit the whole town. People are gonna be spending the night in hotels.
Oh,
They're gonna be
yes.
eating at restaurants.
Yes.
So it's not just, like Martha said, it costs a lot. Yeah, we're wanting to make money to improve the grounds, but local businesses, especially
heaven,
restaurants,
yes,
hotels
yeah.
and stuff, they'll all help out the community here.
I'm a firm believer in always saying, anybody that says they're bored in this town, I don't know where they're at or what they're doing, because there's no such thing.
No, there's a lot of things going on.
Oh, Lord.
Lots.
There's a lot going on. And everything's going on this weekend, I'm gonna be gone. Class reunion, can't
You're
miss
gonna be
that.
gone this weekend?
Yeah, class
Oh,
reunion.
okay.
Good grief, and I ain't telling you how many years either.
I bet I can guess.
But you can't do.
Yeah, Patrick Jokers and I talked today, we're wanting to have another tractor pull like in April, May, before the fair, for the local guys.
Oh, yeah.
The everyday driven trucks on the road.
Oh, that would be
We're gonna
neat.
Try to have just a local boy or whatever you want to call it, truck pull. So, things are in the making, it's just, like I said, now that we have all the board members, we have enough, maybe a couple of us could go and work on this event or whatever.
Now, who's all the board members? Do you have it all up here?
He does.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, it's myself and Martha, Kenny Williams, Barb Shilley, Amanda Swint, Jeff Everett, and Keith Mitchell. There's 7 of us on the board.
And Mike's president.
And that's
He's our
what,
leader,
who is it?
Mike.
Oh,
He's
Mike,
our
yeah.
leader. He does a
But
wonderful job.
how many in you have a set of bylaws?
Oh, yes,
Okay, how many does it say you have to have on your board?
7.
7.
Oh, okay. So you have a full board.
We have
Yeah.
a full board. Yes,
That always
Is there-
helps because, boy,
it does. Those 3 that we just put on, they're awesome. And those guys, they helped us during the fair.
Yeah, well,
They were up here during the fair.
yeah, Keith Mitchell, he was, every workday we had last year, he was up there. I'd call him and it was guaranteed he was
Yeah.
there, and like she said, this Jeff Everett, he was up there. Kenny Williams called him up to help, and well, he was up there the whole weekend with us, and and he's seen what we did, and well, they all do. Amanda Swint, she worked up there with us during the fair, and, they see what we do and out on the board to help out. I enjoy it. Last night with a weed eater in my hand for several
You
hours.
weren't
I
too
wasn't
happy.
then, but it looked, when I pulled out last night, the grounds look great. Everything's weed eated and everything's mowed, and come Saturday morning, we'll put the final touches, get the trash.
It's remarkable what a weed eater can make a place look like.
Isn't it the
It
truth?
really is.
Yeah, because we basically, since the fair, it's been mowing. Not much weed eating being done, but yeah, we got it. It's all cleaned up, looks nice again.
Good.
So,
And then also up there is it once a month, Mike, that they have the horse shows?
Yeah, once a
They have
month.
horse shows up there.
Oh,
Once a month is
Once
the
a
car
month.
show?
Horse
car show,
Oh, the horse show.
car show.
It's usually, is it Saturdays or is it Sundays? I'm not sure.
It's a Saturday.
Is it Saturday? Okay.
I know they had a special one this past Saturday.
Yeah.
We were up there working. We had when the horses come in, we all went to the other side of the
Yeah.
fairgrounds. Didn't want to spook nobody with the mowers and stuff. So, but yeah, they had a heck of a crowd up there. That parking lot was full of trailers and trucks and stuff. But
So we used to have them on Friday nights. Some of the ones that was running it wanted to have it on Friday nights, and we always had our truck pulls on Friday nights. And sometimes the trucks, we had, what was it, that big monster truck we had that time? And there's some horses that got spooked and some, so they kind of went.
Well, there's nothing any worse than a horse being spooked.
I bet not.
Because when Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus would come to town, we were over in the desert.
I remember that.
And the horse, the buggy was pulling us, pulling Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus, and somebody spooked it, and that horse went up in the air, and poor Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus, they were holding on for dear life.
They were holding each other.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's not good.
I'm
No,
47 and I have never ridden a horse. They just, I won't. I mean, they're just, I
Yeah,
don't feel
there's
comfortable. They're too
yeah.
big. I don't, so.
Yeah, there's,
They're interesting.
I rode on one when I was a little girl.
I did too. I got on one that, I thought it was just a nice horse.
yeah.
My my classmate's brother said, "Oh, you can ride that. He's a nice horse," because they took care of horses for people. Well, he didn't tell me it was a racing horse. And I got on that thing, and we were just jaunting along real nice, and all of a sudden,
He took off.
Bob just kind of nudged a little bit, and shoo, but he took off, and we come to this little creek, and I thought, oh my God. And I'm holding on for life. I'm telling you, I'm just laying flat on that thing practically. And he jumped that dude. He was a racing heart, and he was a jumper. And he jumped that thing, and I'm telling you, he jumped that somebody, went off the seat, and then come back down like this.
She said, I'm never going to ride a horse
That's it.
again.
I told him, I said, you take him back, I'm walking.
Oh, Lord.
But they are nice. I mean, they're wonderful, but boy, they could get spooked. So you're right in not having anything else up there at that time.
Wife and kids ride them, but I stick with a four-wheeler. I can control that, so.
Well, and one thing that we're going to try to get done this year is a handicap bathroom. So that'll work out. I mean, that's going to help out a little bit.
Yeah, because
But
you
that'll be
don't
on the
want,
building.
you don't want the government coming in and saying you ain't got the handicap
Yeah, we have
restrooms.
handicap portable bathrooms
Oh, okay.
during the fair, but
Yeah.
that's another big goal, is to put handicap
So you have a
accessible.
handicap one up there now?
No,
Oh,
yeah, we're wanting to add it, it's gonna have to be an addition onto the
Yes.
youth building to
Yeah.
make
Okay.
it work. So,
And then the 4-H, the roof and the poles down there on that
the cattle barn.
cattle barn, yeah, that, and then there's the red barn down there, that pretty well needs it. I think that needed a new roof probably 10 years ago.
Well, we had, this is probably 10, 15 years ago, they used to rent out a part of one of the places up there because we had a wedding up there.
The youth building,
The youth building? Oh, okay.
yes, we do rent that out.
Oh, okay.
Weddings, birthdays, all kind of things.
Oh, okay.
We have cloggers up there now.
Oh.
They're out on
They
Monday
prac-
nights. They
yeah, they
practice on
practice.
Monday nights.
oh, that's great.
Yeah. And then the kids use it for the floats.
Oh, for the homecoming floats?
Homecoming floats. Trying to think of some of the other things that.
Boy Scouts and
Boy
Girl
Scouts,
Scouts.
Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts use it.
Yeah, my daughter's Girl Scout troop, they use the kitchen at their meetings.
Yeah.
And then the
So-
Boy Scout troop during the summer times has their,
Camp.
Yes, they have their
is it their annual?
meetings or whatever it is,
Yes.
and their little teaching things of
Yes.
bow and arrows and stuff, yeah.
So you rent out the red barn?
No, the bow hunters,
The bow hunters have the top part of that.
Oh, they do.
yeah.
The bottom part of that is usually used for the small animals during the fair.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then,
So a lot of things go on up there that
Lots.
nobody knows about.
you know.
No.
See, you'll find it out. You watch out.
You watch what's new.
Yeah, on the way up to the fairgrounds last night, I stopped at Subway, got a sub on the way up there, and the gal says, well, it looks like you're hot. And I said, well, we're heading up to the fairgrounds to weed eat. I said, we got an event up there Saturday, and there was 2 gals and a guy in there, and none of them even heard about this truck and tractor pull we're having Saturday. We have signs throughout town and,
Do you have it in the paper?
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have Don do a,
Yes. Oh, didn't you do one with
No,
that?
I didn't make it up there.
Oh,
oh, okay, because I was gonna say, point of interest, that, a lot of people
I know,
listen to
we're
that.
advertising on the radio and I know it's on Facebook and, I mean, I'm not, I'm not up on Facebook or anything like that, but, you know, everybody that I know has been putting it on there
Yeah.
and posting it and trying to get the word out that way. And then at 61 Mile Yard Sale, we were set up over on 61 selling and Martha had a stand and we're raffling off a deer stand, a deer rifle and cash to raise money for our scholarship fund. So we had flyers out and stuff, and there was people from across the river down by Cape. He took some posters of ours
okay.
to advertise for us. He said he's seen it on Facebook, and he's down on the other side of Cape. So we're hoping everything goes, and you know. So
Over at Olive Branch and that place down in
he
there?
said the east side of Cape, so I don't
Yeah.
know.
Because that's where Roger hunts, over at Olive Branch, over in Illinois. You go across the bridge.
see, that's another thing we did, and I brought some chances just to let people know that this would be our second year that we did a raffle. We're doing a raffle for a scholarship fund. And we gave $250 to Valley, a student from Valley, $250 to a student for St.
From
James,
St. Jan?
and $250 to
Homeschool.
homeschool
Oh,
last year. So
Yeah,
that's what,
it was in the paper last week.
yeah,
The
yeah.
three people
The
that
three
won,
that,
or that got
that
it.
won it.
Okay,
And,
yeah. Okay. Now, where can they pick these up at?
Well,
They're at Napa, Bank of Bloomsdale.
oh yes, Bank of Bloomsdale.
And then we're
has some.
selling them at our shop too. And we're gonna
Yeah, I
have,
got some.
yeah, we're gonna have them set, the deer stand's gonna be set up on stilts and everything up there, so.
Oh,
During the
okay.
event, we're gonna sell them to a certain point of the night and then we're gonna draw this Saturday for the prizes.
Okay.
We will be drawing it.
Now, these are
So-
$1 donation and 6 for 5.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what it is the first prize is a 5x8 insulated deer stand or $1,000 in cash. Second prize is a Marlin Model XL7 bolt action rifle, 270 Winchester, or $300 in cash. And third prize is $100 in cash.
Well, that's a
So-
nice gift.
So, you know what, when we were at that yard sale, it was kind of funny because this lady came up and she said, are you selling chances on that? And I said, sure. And she said, well, I'll take some. And I said, well, sure. I said, I asked her if she was going to give it to her husband. She said, no, absolutely not. That's going to be for my granddaughters. That can be their playhouse. And I thought, what was I thinking? I was thinking of the $1,000 in cash. Of course, Earl, I'm sure would have wanted
Well,
the
yeah.
thing, but I'm thinking, what a playhouse would that be?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
my
sell a lot of
gosh.
them for people that put them up in their backyards.
Oh my gosh, it
You know,
was awesome.
This one
I
here
never
has.
thought about that.
Yeah, this one has 5 working windows, you
Yes.
know, and it's insulated, so Charlie and I, we hunt out of one now because I had one decide to roll across the parking lot during a storm and it got tore up, so we patched and repaired and we took it out and that's what we hunt in. And I mean, I've been all my life, I sit on a lawn chair on a pallet, you know? shoot the first doe that comes up.
And now
go
you
home.
got- now you got
Now
it.
we have a building in, and this year, I know last deer season wasn't very cold, we had a little heater in there, heck, we had to open the door some of the days it got so warm in there, so. I mean, we had a guy come down from Iowa, bought 7 from us last summer.
Oh, my
Trucked them into
Lord.
Iowa, so, yeah, we saw quite a few of them, they caught on, they're small, believe it or not, the smaller the building, the more time it takes to build.
Oh, I
Right.
believe
So,
that.
you know, with all the windows, everything you gotta cut, and there's so much labor intense, but we sell quite a few of them, and when we decided to do this, we got a good response so far in selling chances on it, so.
Well, I think that's a neat item to have on there for a raffle.
That's what you need, so you
Yeah.
go hunting.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, that's kind of
My
why
squirrels.
we decided,
And my moles that I've been fighting out there in the
now
yard.
that well, I'm not going to say, I was going to say, now we have a deck, we don't have any problems, but, you know.
I have a deck, but I still have lots of problems. Them squirrels are driving me nuts, and so
Oh,
do the moles.
we delivered a building out towards Farmington off of 32, and this poor guy, he'll never have a little pond. The ground was just covered, the
The
squirrels.
squirrels?
I couldn't believe it. I mean, it was like you're walking on no grass. It was just
It was
shells.
just shells.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I saved a little package for them. I got a little can about like this, and I'm gonna put it over in the corner so they can eat them and leave my ones on the tree
They're
alone.
not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that.
I'm hoping.
Mom and Dad,
I thought I'd
squirrels come
entice 'em.
across the road, the little strip of woods there along the tracks. They come over and they were taking Mom and Dad's pears off the tree.
Oh, I believe
We're
it.
walking up through the yard with a pear.
My
hanging out.
tomatoes,
Oh,
they
my
go
God,
and get them take 2 bites out of a tomato.
And their little mouth.
You little rats, you should eat the whole tomato and then go to the next one.
Right.
Oh, well.
But the neatest thing, I mean, the more people that we could get involved and they see how it's run and really know what it takes on, because we're planning for next year already. You know, you just have to get in that mode and work, you know, once the one's over, you just, what can we do next year? And you know, Marianne, this is what, and Marianne, this is what we try to get out to both the schools, to any of the organizations. If they want to be involved, if they want to have a stand or anything up at the fair, all they have to do is get a hold of us. We try to ask everybody, but
I know this is, there's a lot of people like I am that doesn't like tractor pulls, doesn't like all that noise and stuff.
Sure.
Have you ever thought of having a country band or a singer? You know,
During
one-
the fair, there's bands every night.
No, I'm meaning
Just
Separate.
like
a
se-
big band.
Well, we did. One year, several, well, you may remember.
I
this.
remember one year that
this.
they tried to bring the Dixie Chicks in.
That was the year.
And
that's when they
That's when they got,
noticed.
yeah,
So they left us high and dry, you know, sorry, you know, it was no big deal to them for us because we were just a small town.
Yeah.
So they got Regina. And I'm telling you, if the people could have heard them, they would have never, they
Yeah.
wouldn't have been out anything. They were that good.
Yeah, well, I consider, I go to Potosi Fair every year with our buildings since we owned it in '98. And this past year, they had famous country singers, I don't remember their names, but it rained off and on all day Friday and Friday evening. And I mean, this was probably 10,000 or
Yeah.
better, probably 20, 25,000 to be honest. And they had about 150 people. Because they were sitting there with umbrellas, you know, because it was misting and raining. And, you know, yeah, you can get insurance to cover the rain, but they didn't meet the percentage they
Yeah.
needed. And the president of the fair board goes over to goes, Mike, he said, I know you go to church every Sunday, start praying. He goes, we need 2/10 of an inch of rain, and it didn't happen, you know. That it could happen to us. I mean, we
Oh,
could get
yeah.
somebody like that.
Oh, yeah.
But if we don't have the crowd to come, we're gonna be in the hole real
Yeah.
quick.
Yes,
So,
that's-
but yeah,
but I
I'd
was
love that.
thinking, maybe, not at the fair time, maybe
Right, another
sometime
time.
in the fall or
Well,
spring,
and
you
we
could
did
have
do
something
that,
like that.
I think a couple times, a couple years ago, we picked the band and was gonna have it up there, and at that time, when you have to book these bands, it's almost a year in advance.
Oh, yeah.
So we try to let everybody know that this is the time we book them. Well, then by the time our band actually, or the time for us to have it, then guess what? Two or three other things come up, and
Oh, yeah.
that.
And you-
If we could get an annual thing started, this is why
that's the
we
thing,
thought
yeah.
if we could do this and do it annually, people would know, just like Jota Fair
Yeah,
or
it's this
Fair.
date and
Right.
keep it open.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
'cause
that's
Yes.
good.
the fair's the second full weekend in July. If
July.
you could do something May or June, second weekend, you know, have something like this tractor pull this
Yeah.
Saturday, if we could have it every year in September where everybody gets to know. But
Yeah,
it's,
you really
Or, you
should
know,
keep it
even-
like the second weekend, because that's the way Jota Fed is,
Right.
and
Right.
And the
if you-
fair
And you
and-
could do an October, or even, like Mike said, May or June, to get a band, something
yeah,
like that.
October you have
What's
Heritage Days,
26,
yeah,
That's the end of October?
26.
Is that then maybe like the middle?
yeah.
I mean, we're really open for suggestions. If anybody's got them and wants to be involved, all they have to do is, and we always have our meetings on the fourth Tuesday of every month at the youth building.
Well, if people have ideas, who can they call? Either one of you?
Yes.
Okay.
Call the shop.
Yeah.
5141, pretty easy number to remember, so.
So you heard them. If you have any ideas that you'd like to have up there at the fairground, call Martha Resinger or Mike Friedman, get in touch with them, give them ideas, and maybe as a community, we can work it out.
Absolutely.
Be great. Because I think, and you guys come back when you've got something that you want to, anything, because there's a lot of times that people don't pick up. I don't read all the newspaper.
Right. I know.
I'm just as bad as everybody else. I don't read it all. I don't. I go through and I
I'm
pick
the
up.
opposite. When I drive, I read every sign that I can. And if I didn't get it read, I'll turn around and go back.
Turn around and go back.
Yeah, because we got one up right outside the entrance of,
Right up on Market Street.
Lime Kill. So when the workers come out, here's telling about our event.
Because that's where I saw it.
And Plaza Tower, we got one out in front of Plaza Tower, and then I think I put one out in Bloomsdale on Mill Hill, and Patrick put one up in Festus. So,
But anytime you got something going on, don't think about it.
hesitate.
Yeah, don't
Call us.
hesitate to come.
Okay.
Come up here and put it on
Because
the
we'll
air
work
here.
you in one time.
Okay.
We are on twice a month, so.
Okay.
That's fine. We're glad to do that, to promote it. Get the community
appreciate it.
involved.
Yeah.
And everybody go out and buy some of these chances. Mary Ann and I are gonna buy some. Yep. And, for
I
the
got mine.
scholarship.
Scholarship fund.
I think that's great.
yeah, because if we have good turnout on these raffles or whatever we do to raise money, then we'll be able to raise the scholarships per school.
Right.
Or per scholarship. But yeah, I mean, it's a good thing. It's,
Are there a lot of homeschool kids in our area, in our county?
There's quite a few.
Is it? I was thinking there probably was.
Now, not so many like all in one grade. I think last year there was, I believe, 3 seniors out of all of them, I believe. I know next year for sure there's 2, but, and we, excuse me, we do have like a little criteria that we'd like for them to follow. We tried to get in with, last year was our first year, so we weren't real sure what to do. And I went up to St. Genevieve Valley and talked to them and asked them how we could get, because I really would like them to have that, or we would really like them to have that the night that they graduate. So I know at St. Gen, all the local scholarships are announced that night, and whoever gets them. So if we could have that done by, last year I think we only had them turned in by May. Well, graduation was like that weekend
Well,
afterwards.
yeah, it was
So
early
that's why
weekend.
it took us so long just to, we picked them, but there's like a criteria, hoping that they'll go into some kind of cultural thing. But there's other, something they could do. So we'll make sure that somebody gets a scholarship. But it's exciting because it's from, we're asking the community to help us, but then we want to help them too.
Yes.
So that's why we try, if we can get any vendors, anybody that wants to come up and help, or sell something, or have Dunkin' booths, or crafts, or...
yeah, any kind of
Anything.
organization or anything, they
Yeah.
all need money, it's a way they can come up and make some.
Yeah, because there's a lot of them, like the different clubs, like for Jill de Fête and things. They make their whole budget
Right,
just
For that
during
week.
that weekend.
right.
And that really means a lot to a bunch of,
Sure it does. And the schools, like, I know the bands did it one time, and I know some of them did the trash pickup. Well, they got paid for that. Boy Scouts got paid for it. So although we may make a lot of money, once we get this out, we have to pay
Oh,
for
yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
So
you can't get it free.
No.
People don't know
Right,
it. Don't
right.
do it
Yeah,
like that.
I said before, I have well, all of us go up there and work our tails off and stuff.
That's right.
And I would work an extra week or 2 weeks not to have to go through what she does after the fair, paying bills. Oh, I couldn't only imagine. I'd be a wreck. A checkbook would be
Well, pretty much of it, when you get the bills, you mark them off, but sometimes if you don't get that bill right away or whatever, did I pay those guys? Did I pay those guys? And-
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually had to call a couple. One was a beer company. They never sent us a bill.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of,
You know, it's like,
Well, it was
hey.
funny because last year it happened, but they never contacted us. So, okay, well, and if you had a bill and you wanted me to pay it, don't you think you'd send me or talk to me?
yes.
Well, it didn't happen. So anyway, we got with them and they were wonderful. I mean, well, we just thought it was paid and blah, 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 and all that stuff. So I paid them right away. Well, this time, I said to Mike, do we have all these paid? And I said, I only got 2. And he knew right away who the other one was. I'll get a hold of him. So
It's just
I got that.
Called down there and she said, well, I thought I sent it, you know, and I said, well, can you send it again and
Yeah.
fax one to me? So she faxed it that afternoon. My wife dropped it off at McDonald's to her, so, I mean, it's,
oh, yeah.
if people could come up and sit in some meetings and then actually work the fair and just see what it takes, the hours it takes to put on an event like
Yeah.
that. You
It
know,
takes a lot.
people
And it
have-
takes a lot.
The hours, those guys take weeks vacations. I think all the presidents probably at least took 1, maybe 2 weeks vacation.
It takes a lot.
You know, and if you're one of those people that only get maybe a week, now Mike doesn't get a week's paid week's vacation, so he had to put his job on hold
That's right.
to do that. And,
That's what happens when you're your
Talk
own
about-
pay boss.
right, talk about dedication, their whole family. I'm telling you what, Charlie, that goes for you back there too. This little guy put in many of hours up there. Their daughters, Cora and Courtney
Yeah,
and Tanny.
from cooking and running food. I mean, Saturday night, I mean, none of the food stands could keep up. There was just so many people up there. We got our 2 concession stands, one off the hill and one above for the fair board, and plus all the other food stands, and none of them could keep up. So we were in the youth building, warming and prepping food, and then taking it to
Yeah.
the food stands just to kind of help out. I mean, we had radios this year, but sometimes I left my radio sit somewhere else so I could get a break. I mean, it just, Mike, you know?
Yeah. It
We
was-
need this, we need this, we need ice, we need soda, but it all worked out.
Yeah.
But now, it's gonna start. Give us the time again. It's gonna be Saturday.
Saturday, the pits or the gates will open at 4. The
4,
pits will be
okay.
open from 4 to 6, and then the
Okay.
event starts at 7.
And it lasts for 4 hours.
So they're roughly
Approximately 4 hours.
Yes.
And how much to get in, or do you know that?
5 and under is free, and 6 and older are $12.
It's $12.
$12.
Well, that's a reasonable,
Yeah, because I heard from different people that this big polling company, some places charge up $24 a ticket, so, which we know that will never work here in town, so we try to make it affordable. So,
So everybody can afford to go in. There's a lot of things going on this weekend.
Have a good family entertainment.
Right, it's for the family, so go and enjoy it. Okay.
So anything else, guys?
Well, just real quick, like he was talking about the food stands that they had, we have the one food stand, and we let any organization run it. We even buy the food. All they have to do is run the stands. So, just to
yeah,
let people know.
let people know there's different things that they can get a percentage or a commission on helping us out. I mean, this year went
Oh.
10 times, 100 times smoother than last year, but we had more people involved. Yeah, it cost the fair board more commissions and stuff, but, you know, it just, you know, last year was just, it was daylight to dawn, well,
You tried
early.
to do most of it ourselves, you know,
It
and you can't do that.
getting pulled too many different directions.
Yeah.
So. And let everybody, I mean, it's a big pie, let everybody have a little piece of it, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I always say, you know, when's the last time you walked out to your neighbor and talked to him? You know, my neighbor down my driveway, you know, we wave at each other and stuff, but when you have an event like this up there, you run into everybody. I haven't
right.
seen my brother
my older brother John since the fair. Between I own my own business and his job, and I know he'll be up there this weekend, so
Yeah.
I will stop and drink a cold one with him. So, I mean, it brings the community
Oh, yeah.
together. So,
Oh, yeah.
Good. That's great. I'm glad you guys come by and
Well, thanks for having
put
us.
this on. Yeah, and we want more stuff. Anytime you got anything, come in.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll do that.
Because we have a lot of stuff going on. We've got,
Okay,
besides
Marianne,
yours,
go over your list.
yeah, besides yours, we have fundraisers. We have the Knights of Columbus Hall has one, and their events start at 3 o'clock, and the music starts from 4 to 11, and the dinners are at 4 o'clock, and that's for Dennis Klump. That is the Knights of Columbus having that benefit. And then we have the St. Genevieve JC's, which the dance will be from 9 to midnight. It starts at 10 a.m. in the morning and goes to midnight, and that is for Jocelyn
Jocelyn
Barshaw. That is, let's see, she's 2 years old now.
No, 18
No,
months.
15 months.
15 months.
16 months, yeah.
So those are two great benefits that are going on. And then the Bolduc House Museum, they have their play, which the tickets are only $5, and they have their play on the 13th at 7 o'clock, and they have one performance on the 15th, and then, and those tickets are all $5. And the one's 15th, I think, is at 2, I think.
And then don't forget the farmer's market
Oh,
on
yes, the
Saturday
farmer's market is
morning.
always Saturday morning, so everybody go to that. And then we have another, oh yeah, we have another, out at Dewdrop Inn. The J.C.'s at Bloomsdale is having a benefit.
Poker run, aren't they?
Yeah, it's the second memorial poker run, and that is also for little Josie. And also in
also-
memory of
yeah.
Bill Ralston, Charlie Dawson, and Susie Weiler. And that's,
So you got all kinds of exciting things, and you're gonna have nice weather, and what more can you ask for?
not much more.
Yeah,
So, and you guys will start at 4. Okay. That should be good. Wish I was here. See, everything goes on right.
well, I can't help it,
I know it.
you got old.
Yeah, I know it.
That wasn't nice.
Well, it's just, well, there's the class reunions in October too. There's a whole bunch of them coming up.
Oh,
I think there's 3 of them. Isn't there 3 of them that's going to be at the class, is going to have class reunions at St. Jen?
I think so.
Class of 73, I know is for sure, because that's Kathy's class. And she's not coming.
she's not gonna come?
You're on television.
No, she's not coming. She has something else going on. So,
Yeah, homecomings, oh Lord.
October.
Valley's homecoming, St. Jen's homecoming, St. Vincent's homecoming, crazy.
and there's, and a lot of the churches are having their picnics too
Picnics.
on Sunday,
Fall
and
festivals.
yeah.
So guess what? Right now, it is September, all that's going on September, then it's gonna be fall,
And you have
October's, Halloween, then
Gonna be a bunch.
Thanksgiving, and guess what? Here's Christmas.
Oh, yes, good
That's
old
how fast it
Christmas.
goes. That's how fast it goes.
Yeah.
It does.
Just like our age.
Yeah. God, yes. Horrible.
So next week, who do we have next week?
Next week, we're going to have a representative from the cycling center, the recycle
And
center.
Linda
And then we're going to
Herman.
have, I think it's Linda, I'm not sure. And then we have Cheryl Swap, who's the author of that Simply Classic.
Yes,
her
that
new book.
book.
She's going to be here. And we're supposed to have a representative for Lelucent Windows, but he can't make it, so we'll have to postpone him till the next time.
Till October.
Yeah, till October. But he's the one that built this.
If
So he's
anyone,
supposed to be on the show. He was supposed to be next week, but he can't make it, previous engagement. And so we're going to try to have him on in October.
and anyone that would have anything that's coming up for their clubs or just anything that you think the people in St. John would be interested in, give us a call. You can be on our show. We don't bite, do we?
No.
No.
We make it very easy for anyone to come and talk, right?
Really, if
Couldn't
you want
ask for,
to.
couldn't ask for two
Two nicer
nicer,
hosts.
three nicer
Three
ones,
nicer
because
ones.
ours isn't here.
That's right.
She's on
Who else is missing
vacation.
then?
Ours been
Iris Benson.
Oh, I know,
She's-
that's two. You said there's three of you. Oh, you're counting yourself. Oh, okay.
Got you there.
Oh, yes, Michael, you have not changed. Even his son thought that was funny. So, you all have a wonderful evening, and if you need anything, give us a call. And if you can't get a hold of us, call Don Pritchard, and he will get a hold of us.
He'll find us,
He'll find us one way or another.
that's for sure.
Yeah.
And make
So-
sure you get some raffle tickets.
Yes.
And,
For the
attend those
scholarship.
fundraisers this weekend, along with the, up there at the park. You've got so many places to go, so you shouldn't be bored this weekend. You should have a great weekend.
And if you can't remember everything, get you a Herald newspaper. You find it all in there.
It's all in there.
Yep,
Yeah, because I had to go back 2 weeks.
I know. So I think Don, is it time for you to play music or something? There
you.
you go. Thank you,
Thank you very
Don.
much. All have a good weekend. Enjoy it.
Well, thank you guys for so much.
Hi, thank you for watching Channel 798.
Thank you for watching Channel 7 and 98.
Hi, thank you very much for watching Channel 798.